You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
The chairwoman of the House Appropriations Committee, Representative Nita Lowey, asked Bill Barr several questions regarding whether or not this information had been shared with Tribulation Trump and the White House regarding the Mueller report. And we got just a few moments here, but we're going to ask if the engineer bring that up because we want to offer some comments about the lying Bill Barr.
Did the White House see the report before you released your summarizing letter? Has the White House seen it since then? Have they been briefed on the contents beyond what was in your summarizing letter to the Judiciary Committee?
I've said what I'm going to say about the report today. I've issued 3 letters about it, and I was willing to discuss the historic information of how the report came to me in my decision on Sunday. But I've already laid out the process that is going forward to release these reports, hopefully within a week. And I'm not going to say anything more about it until the report is out and everyone has a chance to look at it.
I think there are some relevant questions that I do hope you could answer today, sir. On the question of obstruction of justice, your memo stated, quote, "While this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. Yet President Trump has publicly stated that this report is a complete and total exoneration. Can you tell us who is factually accurate? And will the release report include details on the obstruction issue and why, as you noted, the president is not exonerated, or will that information be redacted?"
I've already explained the information that's going to be redacted from the report, the 4 categories. That is what's going to govern the redactions. And in fact, the special counsel and his staff are helping us select the information in the report that falls into those 4 categories. But again, the report, I'll be in a position, as I said, within a week to release the report. People can then read the report. I've already promised the judiciary committees that I would appear as soon as they're able to schedule a hearing after the report is released. So I'm not going to discuss it any further until after the report is out.
Could you just explain for us, I understand that you are going to appear before the Judiciary Committee, but in that short period of time, it is very puzzling to me that the 400 pages could have been reviewed, and the president states that this report is a complete and total exoneration. Who's factually accurate?
As I say, it's hard to have that discussion without the contents of the report, isn't it? And that's why I'm suggesting that we wait until the report is out, and I'm glad to talk to people about it after then, and I'm already scheduled to testify about that.
I appreciate that. In closing, I just hope that we as members of Congress are going to have the complete report and have discussions with you as to the accuracy of some of the statements. Thank you for appearing before.
All right, I take that as Bill Barr saying, yes, the White House has seen the report. Trump probably hasn't seen it because he doesn't read. We all know that. But the White House officials have seen it, and those around Trump and supporting him have seen it and read it. And number 2 is that, yes, Trump did say he was completely exonerated by the report, but who believes that? The report says that Trump was not exonerated. So I hear you asking the questions. They're rhetorical. Chairwoman Lowey, we all know the answers to that, and Bill Barr intimated what those answers are. One other person, Charlie Crist of Florida, also asked questions in the same vein, and I want to pull him up real quick to hear what he had to say with respect to the similar issues yesterday on that Bill Barr inquisition.
On the question of obstruction of justice, you stated in your March 24th letter that the Mueller report does not exonerate the president. Can you elaborate on what is meant by does not exonerate the president?
I think that's the language from the report.
Right, I understand that.
That's a statement made by the special counsel.
Right.
I reported as one of his bottom line conclusions, so I'm not in a position to discuss that further until the report is all out. And then what is meant by exonerate is really a question that I can't answer, what he meant by that.
But as you sit here today, you can't opine, after having read the report yourself, why it reaches that conclusion that it does not exonerate the president.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to recommend to SNL, Saturday Night Live, that when they do this skit or Bill Barr, to get Jackie Gleason, when he's asked a question, he goes, hum. That's what Bill Barr did when Charlie Crist asked him the question about the exoneration process. I think that'll be really great for Saturday Night Live. And please send me a contribution if you don't mind. Please send me recognition. Give me some recognition. Put me on the credits that James David Manning suggested. Can we just look at that one more time, Mr. Engineer? Can we just play that segment one more time where Bill Barr goes, one more time, please. Here it comes. It's coming right up.
On the question of obstruction of justice, you stated in your March 24th letter that the Mueller report does not exonerate the president. Can you elaborate on what is meant by does not exonerate the president?
I think that's the language from the report.
Right, I understand that.
This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.